Well, let's talk about the show's setting first. As the one of the agents explained it earlier in the first episode, it's post-Vietnam, post the presidential assassination and everything, and the world's gone crazy. And how did it feel just jumping into that time frame?
It was really exciting. It was really exciting because it is a very specific moment in American history and a very specific moment in the FBI, because J. Edgar Hoover died in the early 70s, and it was sort of that moment of out with the old ideas and in with the new a little bit. It's in that transitional moment. And the FBI originally was bad guys and good guys, go get the villain, put him behind bars, hooray, we won. And the character of Holden sort of represents that new age thought of bringing psychology and sociology into law enforcement and into criminology. So it's a really exciting sort of bridging of the time periods.
It's not easy butchering people. It's hard work. Physically and mentally, I don't think people realize you need to vent. You know, there's a lot more like me.
Do you think so?
The first 3 episodes, I guess, were directed by David Fincher. How did you get involved with him? And I know you did some work previously with him as well, but how was your involvement in this project came to be?
Well, I had worked for David before. I was in his first film, a film called Alien 3. And then I was also in Fight Club, which is an iconic film. I had been hoping to work with David again. So I was really excited when he sent me the material for Mindhunter, because I knew that it would be an amazing project. He's an extraordinary talent. And also, the wonderful thing about television is you get to tell a story over a much longer period of time than you do in a film. So you can explore a character in more detail. And that was an exciting a proposition for me, especially to be with a visionary director like David Fincher.
Yeah, I got sent the audition material and immediately was interested because of David and because of Netflix. And I think you've seen the first 2 episodes, yeah. Right? So the scenes are unlike usual television scenes. They're longer, they're very psychological, and there's so much to mine in them. There's lots of twists and turns. So the material as well was really exciting to me.
We should be using every resource we can, talking to the smartest people we find from the broadest possible spectrum.
Are criminals born, or are they formed?
The second episode, especially when you first met Ed, it was a really gravitating experience to watch it. And how was it like, filming that? Because you did 1-on-1 first and then 2-on-1. How was that scenes? Because I think they're going to make people shocked.
Cameron, who plays?
Yeah, we have an extraordinary young actor who plays Ed Kemper, a guy who I don't think his work is widely known, but it will be after Mindhunter, because he's just brilliant in the part. He looks exactly like Ed Kemper, a famous serial killer, often called the co-ed killer, who picked up college girls in California and tortured and mutilated them. But a very articulate guy with a high IQ, and really a fascinating individual, and David is so adept at casting that I won't ruin it for you, but we will meet other serial killers as the series unfolds, and we've got some just amazing performances in those roles.
Psychopaths are convinced that there's nothing wrong with them, so these men are virtually impossible to study, yet you have found a way in near perfect laboratory conditions.
Well, I was going to ask about the rest of the season, and the show was greenlit for the second season as well. So what should your viewers be expecting?
David is such a unique visionary, and I think he's created a show unlike any other show on television. Some of the episodes, 10 episodes, Some of them are longer, some of them are shorter. He's playing with form. When he originally pitched the show to us, he talked about the idea of watching a show like reading a novel and picking it up and putting it down when you want to. It's the viewer's choice. And so the tone of the show, sorry.
No, but it's a very interesting point that Jonathan makes, because when you read a novel, you're actually using a different part of your brain than if you're just scanning something off a computer screen and then clicking to the next page, scanning, clicking to the next page. When you sit back in an armchair and you open a novel and you really allow yourself and your imagination to become absorbed in that, it's a very different kind of an experience. And that's why I think Mindhunter will be a different kind of an experience for the viewer than other shows in the genre.
How do we get ahead of crazy if we don't know how crazy thinks?